right, everybody, welcome back. Kathy Arbor here. Welcome to my studio. So today we're going to be doing a cute little. I bought the license for this, so I thought this would be cute for winter. Probably everyone's tired of all the Christmas stuff that's out. I am. So I thought, well, let's do some cute little duck with a winter coat on. So I've supplied the traceable for everyone to use. It's a free traceable. And if you want to go onto my main channel page here on YouTube and go in the community, you'll see it there. There is a link for it and you can download it and print it out if you want to play along. And just let me get my chat up so I can see who's in. Okay, so I think everything is looking pretty good as far as light. I didn't want to put too much light in there. And so we're going to be doing this cute little guy or girl, whatever it is. I just thought these were so cute. There's a bunch of them. So I may do some more. So if you're liking what I'm doing and you're interested in watercolor or acrylic paint, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell so you get notifications. And if you're interested in a little more than what I do on the public YouTube, then I also have a membership in the YouTube join button, or you can go to my Patreon, and it's Kathy Arbor on Patreon. And there's a whole bunch of videos, traceables, and art journaling videos there. Okay, I just want to restore my chat here. Hey, Kim. There's a traceable for this if you're interested. It's free for everybody. Thought it was so cute. So I love the way they did the edge on this. And I have put a little bit of a border on here. I'm going to put probably a little more, but that was just gesso. And I'm going to do this background kind of in the bokeh look. So if you want to get your paints out, it looks like there's a lot of blue, purples, maybe a touch of black in there, and kind of a creamy ivory color. You could also use blue. Not a whole lot of colors in this one. Yeah, isn't it cute? So I want to do the background first. So I'm just going to get out my palette and put some paint on there. I don't know if it shows that much on the your end, but there is quite a bit of purple in there and blue and almost green too. But you can do whatever color you want. You could even use the scrapbook paper if you wanted to. Hey, Dare. Good to see you. There is a printable up in the community page, and it's a free one for everybody to use if you're interested in downloading that one. And I'm pretty sure that link works. I've goofed up a couple times on the link. So if you ever find that the link doesn't work, let me know. And Dare, you're fantastic that way. Thanks so much for keeping me informed. It's been a bit crazy this year. All right, so I just use coffee lid for my palettes. This way I can put it in front of you so that you're able to see it. I do have another webcam, but I don't have all the fancy equipment to put 2 cameras on my computer. So this is the best way. So I'm going to put, I have Prussian blue here. I'm going to be using craft paint. You can use whatever paint you want. Even oil paint if you wanted to do this. There's not a whole lot of colors here. So whatever you want to use yours for, go right ahead. Even colored pencil if you wanted to, or pastels. So I've got some blue and I'm purple. This is dioxazine purple. I better shake it. I'm also going to put a little bit of ivory, maybe a little yellow or goldenrod color. I have blue also. I think I'll do the blue for the bottom area. And a little bit of black. There's ivory. So if you're using artist grades or student grade acrylics, you can find your colors. These are pretty much all in your artist grades. So your black, Prussian blue, dioxazine purple, buff titanium would be another one. And ochre will be another color that I'll be using. Black, white. So if you can get those out, if you're using that, you can also put this on a canvas if you want to, if you're not wanting to put it on paper. I like using paper to do this for you guys because canvases are expensive and I'm not going to hang these. This is just for you guys because I like to teach and I like to paint, but you only have so much wall space, right? And I have quite a bit of journals I like to add to them. It's the way I practice. And I like to use the file folders because it's a durable surface. And it's not precious then, right? All right, so along the edge here, I'm going to leave a little bit of a white area, but I want to kind of mix both Prussian blue and my dioxazine purple. And I'm just going to slap it on. And it's going to be fairly bright. You might want to put some black in there. I want it fairly dark. I'm going to put a bokeh effect on here too. But I want the first layer of this to go on fairly dark. And I'm going to be doing a fairly light bottom area of snow on here. So I'm not worried about the edges. I'll probably go back over top the edge with a bit of more white and maybe some, maybe stencil some snowflakes along the edge would be cute. Let's get this first initial part on. So don't worry if it's black. We're going to add to it. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. There's a downloadable for everyone, including the public. It's free for everybody if you want to download it. It's in my community page on my channel. If you want to paint along or watch first and then do it later, it's good too. All right, so we'll dry this up. And then we'll add another layer to it. All right, so this bokeh effect, if you can see, it's kind of blotchy looking. So we've got a little bit of lighter colors in there. So we're going to add a little bit of the tan color in here. Maybe, just thinking, maybe even some of this color, a dark goldenrod, or if you have an ochre color in the artist grade, that'll work too. I'm going to put a little bit of this on my plate. And mix it together. Make a little bit of a different color. And it's basically in the background here. And I'm not worried about having it exactly like this. I just want some different colors. So while it's wet, you can take a dry brush, like a mop brush, and you can soften those areas with it. Just take a very light approach to this. Don't press too hard. And this will get easier as you go. Wipe your brush off after you're done with a damp cloth. You don't want to put it back in the water if you're going to use it. We do want just a bit of color in here and there. And just a little bit of softening. And then I want to take a Deerfoot stippler, if you have one, or a scruffy brush like this one here will work too. Or even a fairly stiff brush would work. And what we want to do is make some dots. So this hasn't been in the water, and it's just a little bit of paint on the very end of my brush. So what you do is just go in a circle. If you have a stencil, you could use a stencil too. I always pat off as I use it. And probably don't need anything there because the duck will be in there somewhere. Just scruff it. The edges, make them kind of blurred. And you can change the color too if you want. You can add all kinds of colors to this. I just want to soften those edges up. Well, there's probably, the duck will probably be sitting in the lower part, so probably won't need it. There, so maybe a little bit of that orangey color in here. Let's put a little bit of orange up here. Then I'm going to take some of that blue, I think. Purple, black, whatever colors you have. Just make a bunch of circles. They could be very, very slight difference in color too as your background. And a lot of times that works better if you do that. Because there will be darker areas and lighter areas. And you can cluster them too, because bokehs are usually random looking. Let's get some of this purple. Different sizes also. It just changes the look of the background. A little bit of blue. We'll be putting snow on these and all kinds of stuff. Just want a random look to it. Now I'm going to put a little bit of a wash over some of this here with this darker color of the goldenrod. Too dark. Just want to, I want it, doesn't make sense. Just take your paper towel while it's wet, put it in some kind of remember, we're going to put lots of layers on this. So while it's still wet, I'm just going to soften that with my mop brush. and dry it. Okay, let's put some more darker areas. I think I got too much light here. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that black or blues. I don't think I put black on here. Let's put some black on. Is that black or not? Oh, it must be. All right. I'm going to sweep some of that in there. Just want it kind of random. I don't know how else to describe it. You just keep doing it till you like it. Hey, Lena. Or, oh, you're thinking Lena's lurking? Yeah, she might be. She might be. You never know. She's probably busy too. I know her son would be coming home for Christmas, so probably last minute shopping and all of that. Let's see. Dull this down a little bit. So it's just more or less dry brushing. Just bring some of those areas a little bit softer. Do as much or as little as you want. You could, if you don't want this type of effect too, you could always just do random brush marks. Would look awesome too. Just thinking of where my duck's gonna be. Let's bring this down a little bit. Just want a little bit of brightness to it, not a lot. And let's see, a little bit of this. Just a few bright ones. Okay. Now I want to put the background in here, and it's going to be more on the blue side. So I have, let's take a little bit of white. So I want white with just a tad of that. What was it again? Prussian blue. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of a edge on here. So this is gonna be our area of snow. So just go across your page with that blue mix. And add a little bit more white here and there where it looks the brightest. And then a little bit more of the Prussian blue in here where he's standing. A little bit of black as you get down here, like that. Okay. And then let's dry that, and then we'll put our traceable on here. Yeah, I heard she has a heated bird bath. But she needs, what about the poor birds when they take a bath? Like, is it for drinking? I hope so. Because I wouldn't want to be taking a bath and then trying to fly away. He would turn into an icicle. All right. So let's see. I think what color? Let's do. I think I'm gonna try the dark because I have a lot of light in here, but where did I put my traceable? Oh, did I forget it? I think I might have forgot my tracing. Oh well, I'll trace it off of this. I think I left it in the printer. So let's just trace it off of this here. It's about there, I guess. And I'll need a pen. Let's see if this works first. I know it probably will up here, but we'll see. Just going to lift it to see if it transferred. No, yeah, up there. See. Not the best up there, so I'm going to put, because it's dark, I have some white. I'm going to put it in the top half of this. So, tricky business here. Hopefully it didn't move too much. Let's see. It probably did move it. Just put maybe a smidgen like that. Okay. I'll just go back over it with the white. I'm not getting too crazy with the details. Just do the bird, where the eyes are, the beak, that type of thing. Don't put all the pockets and stuff in yet, because you're going to paint over those for the first initial coat of paint. So there's no point in putting in all those details. All right. So little feet. I think that's all I need. Eye and everything. Yeah, hello. All right. So there's, yeah, you can see it. All right. So to start off, this one's going to be a fairly quick and easy one. I'm going to do his face first. Did I miss that? I did, I think. Let's see. Pencil. So right in there. Like that, I guess. That goes up like that, around that, like that. There's his, yeah, okay. So we're gonna use, let's see what kind of brushes. Usually I like to use a flat. This is a fairly big area, so I don't have to get too crazy detailed. So I have some rounds and flat and an angle here. And I'm going to put in, this is a magnolia white, and it's a little bit on the warm side. I'm going to add a little bit of blue to it. So I'm going to take some of this aside. And I just dipped my brush in it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of, just a touch of black, just a smidge into that, just to gray that down. But I still want it to be a little bit on the blue side. So more of a cool gray, I guess you could say. Okay, and then I want to use this just pure, it's more of a warm white for the highlighted areas. So I'm going to put white in the whole thing and then do the shading afterwards. So just base coat your duck in where the white is, and then dry it. If you need another coat, put another coat on. I'm going over top of a lot of different colors here, so I'm going to probably have to put 2 coats. I'm going to go over the gray area too, where the shadows are, with just the white for now. Around his eye. His eye's dark, so that'll go on fairly easy. But you want to just put a base coat on. So I hope you're all having a fairly stress-free week so far. Remember, it's about just enjoying yourself and family. So just try and relax a little bit. I know some people get really anxious and they have to have everything perfect. It's not about the gift giving, it's about family and getting together, enjoying each other's company. And if they are disappointed in that, then that's, they don't get it then. I find Christmas way too commercialized. I know it's nice to get a gift, especially when they're little, but nowadays it's awfully expensive. And if you're having to go without because of it, that's crazy. You have a whole year to help people with whatever they need. Why does it have to be all at Christmas? This is what I look at it. So it's just about enjoying each other's company. And being thankful for what you have. I'm going to let that dry because if I try to go over that again, it's going to move. So make sure you dry each layer you do. So while that's drying, I may as well put on the mid-tone of this here. So this is the, what color was this again? Saffron yellow if you're using Americana, or you can use an ochre and put a little bit of sienna in it, raw sienna. And I'm going to go right over top of all of his coat. And then we'll put all of the highlights and shadows in once this is done. It's kind of a bus color red or orange, yellow, whatever you want to call it. Or caution tape. So Goes all the way up to his neck. So I thought this would be cute for winter. It could be done anytime in the winter. It doesn't have to be Christmas. If you want to make this Christmas duck, you could put him in a red jacket instead. You could put holly on his hat or snowflakes in his hat, whatever. You could have him holding presents. So if you want to change it up, by all means, have fun with it. So we're getting ready for a pretty good snowstorm here. It's supposed to start tonight. Oh, I got a dog hair in there. Of course. That's what happens when you have animals. You get ephemera, fur ephemera, as Paula used to say. Hope she's doing well. Haven't seen anything from her in a while. I don't know if any of you heard from her. No, she started a new job. And she moved, I believe. Okay, and I think I can put his little feet in that color too. And just add a little bit of orange for darkening them here and there. Put his little feet in. You could actually make boots for him if you wanted to. That would be cute. I think I did one. Oh gosh, this has got to be 5 years ago. Of a bird with boots trudging through the snow. I think my sister has that painting now. If I remember correctly. No updates. Hope she's doing well. This hat of, I think it's going to be Prussian blue. Real dark though. I'm going to add a little bit of black to it. So that's my black and my Prussian blue. Just mix them together. Bit of water with that. This is a little bit thick. Too much water too. There we go. And his little pom-pom on his head can be the same color, and I'll sweep out a little bit of the ends of my brush. So just, we'll add another color to this later. But make it kind of uneven on the end, fuzzy kind of. You can make it as big as you want. And whatever color you want. Doesn't have to be the same color as the hat. Could be whatever you want. Hey, Carol. Good to see you. There's a free downloadable for everybody of this one, Carol, if you want to download it. It's on my community page. You don't have to be a member. It's a freebie. It's that one there. There's a traceable. I'm going to do the eyes black. This could be a card too. If you wanted to make it a card, it would be cute. Just gonna switch to my my round just to get in this eye here a little better. A little tricky. I want to be a little more precise. That I might have to. It's not bad. Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess swans don't, I don't know. Do they stay? I'm not sure. There's tundra swans. This is, I'm going to do a grayish color here. So I'm going to mix white with a little bit of black. And you can have it so that it's streaky. Don't have it. You don't have to have it a nice even color. Sometimes it's best if it's a little bit on the streaky side. It looks a little more like fur or hair. And then we'll add some little fuzz later. A little darker up in here where his jacket is open. His little feet. And just with the edge of your brush, or if you're using a flat, just kind of pounce it up and down. Just give it a little bit of fuzziness. Yes, we get tundra swans in our bay in January, East Coast. Yeah. All right. Now I need another coat on the head of the duck. So I'm just using the same color. Just to get this fairly well coated. Not too worried about it having a little bit of see-through, but I don't want it to be too blotchy looking. Okay. Now, where did I put that? There it is. With his little legs here, I'm going to put a little bit of black in a little bit of that orange just to dull it down. And then just along the bottom area where his feet are touching the snow. And the top part. You can put that in. So it's a little bit darker than what is there. Leave a little bit of a shadow, and we'll brighten that up later. All right, and then I want to take my flat again, and let me think. Maybe I'll put a little bit. I almost want a burgundy for the deep dark. I'm going to get a little bit of a red, a brick red. I'm just going to put some there. I'm not going to need a whole lot, but I want it fairly dark. So we're going to mix a little bit of this brick red with that saffron color. Get a little bit of a deeper color. Okay. And I'm going to take just the edge of my brush. You got to make sure you have enough water on your brush, but not too much. And put some of that color on, swipe it back and forth. And then I can still see my lines in my parts of it. Let's see. It's a little bit darker along here, so and on the bottom was a little jacket. and along here under his collar, and then in his where his arm is, it's darker, and along the side of his coat where his arm meets, it's darker. And then he has stitching in his coat. So let's see if I can, it's about here, I guess. And then there's one, I'm going to make that bigger in a minute. This one comes down, it kind of waves a little bit. And he has a little bit, I have to put a little bit more water on my brush. A little bit on this side too. Let's see, right about here. And I'm going to put a little bit on along the side of his opening of the coat. Like that. It's fairly light in here, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. But then we have all these little wrinkles, so we can put some of those in. Actually, I can take my other brush now. With that color, you have all these little wrinkles in here. So you can put some of those in. You don't have to be exact. Nobody's going to come and say those wrinkles are wrong. At least they hope they wouldn't. And then just a little bit of stitch in there. Then you have all these puckers in his coat. You put it, make it as detailed as you want. You don't have to be doing all this, but this is what I like to do. So now I'm going to get a little bit darker, actually use that brick red to make the real dark areas of the stitching it's in his coat. So there's a very fine, you could use markers to do this too. I like trying things out with a brush if you can. It's good practice. We'll let that part dry. It's fairly dark in here. Right along the edge of his little coat. And that could be darker. Have some marks along his, it's like kind of like a fur collar he's got here. So we can put some of those in. And we'll add other stuff to this. So I'm going to put some down there. I'm going to dry this area before I play with it, or I'll lift it. Really, because I've bought the license to this, so I don't know. We'll see. If you see it's missing in my thing, you'll know somebody stole it. All right, because there's a bunch of them that were available. So maybe Disney bought the rights too. Same thing with, when like Tim Holtz, he bought the rights to, what was it? A skeleton or something that somebody else had, and they were all worried because he had it, and it turned out that the original artist that drew it up had sold it to a number of people. I don't know. We'll see. If somebody says something, I'll have to take it down. I'm pretty sure where I got it was legit. Oh, well, could be. That's the difference, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, okay. All right, so let's do a little bit of cream on this little nose here, little beak. I'm gonna have to give this a couple coats. I can see. And his little, I'm gonna do those in the same color as the hat, his little mitt right here. The sweetness of this image simply reminds me of two of my... Oh, they're cute. I like them. So I'm going to mix a little bit of that saffron color with the lighter color. I'm just going to put a little bit of a highlight on the top of his foot. Like that. Doesn't take much. And we're gonna, I think I need some yellow. So I'm gonna use this, well, this is saffron. What's the other one I used? The other one was goldenrod. So the saffron's a little bit more yellow color. I guess I'll put it right here. So this will be more highlights. See how it goes on. If it's bright enough, I might have to make it brighter. We'll see. I'm going to use my flat again and just dip the edge in. I just want a little bit of a highlight. So let's see. Just along here, the one part of his arm there. And a little bit on the, I think I need a little bit of white. It's not going on quite strong enough. So like that. And just have to have the right amount of water and paint ratio. So pretty bright area right in here. It's kind of shining here. Just where some of those wrinkles are, you'll see a little bit of a highlight on them. So you can put some of that in there. This one needs to be a little bit lighter. Right in here. A bit of highlight. And this puffiness of his jacket. Right in here. That goes down into there. Like that. Now, this is kind of splaying apart the brush. So I'm just going to put little dabs on here. If you have a bristle brush, you could use a dry bristle brush. Put some, kind of looks like fur collar in a way. So, I'll take some of that water out. Splay it. There are some, I might get my blender in, put a little bit more in there. More about dry brushing than anything else. There are some areas where you can see the, oh, I got to put a little bit of the texture of the coat through it. Bit of that, a little of that. I just pay attention to where the highlight is and the shadow. Sometimes it's very, very slight. Okay, so let's put some dabbing in here. I'm very lightly touching. I just want a little bit of texture look in here. It's kind of fuzzy, I guess you could say. Now you can go back and forth with this. So make, if you find you've put too much light in, then put some more of the dark in. Put more of the middle hue in. Just play with it. It's basically just a back and forth. This is kind of his collar or whatever you want to call it. Just have to play. Take your time. Have fun with it. That's the most important part of this, is enjoy it. Enjoy what you're doing. I just like doing it because it's a de-stressor for me, where your time just flies by. Before you know it, hours have gone by. I love that. And you created something that you like. So I'm going to put a little bit of this color in now. So there are a few little areas that'll have that dark in there. More of a speckled look to it. It's very dry, my brush. There's not a whole lot of water in there. And I haven't dried it, so, or dried it, wet it. See, I'm in a zone and I can't even talk properly. The only thing about doing art like this or drawing is you get into a zone and it's very difficult to speak. I don't know if you guys have ever gone through that when you're streaming. It happens to me all the time. I just go over the edge of him too a little bit. Let's see what else. And then you can put a little bit of highlight in too. So there will be some brights. So let's do white, I guess, or this warm white. Just in the very brightest areas that you see. Now I can go over top. This is just white, but I can go over top with a glaze of yellow if I want to put that in. That could be brighter right in there. A few in here. Just take your time. That's the main thing. Take your time and really look at those references. That's the most important thing is you have to really zone in on the color changes and the intensity of the highlights and shadows. Because if there's not enough of a difference, then it tends to lack visual appeal. It looks flat. So the contrast really has to be strong. And that's usually the sign of a successful painting is the amount of contrast. Okay, this is really, really thin paint. I can see that now. So I might have to put 3 coats on this part because this has to be fairly dark. Well, I'll have to finish washing later. Okay, have a fantastic Merry Christmas, Kathy, to you and yours. And we'll see you after Christmas or in the new year. All right, so I'm going to put, where did I put that? Oh, this is all dried up. Let's make a little bit of gray again. Oh no, I still have some gray here. Okay. So I want this gray on the side of my brush again. And it's fairly grayish in there. I'm going to make that even a little bit darker. I think it needs to be darker. And that's a fairly small area, but we'll see what we can do here. I want it fairly dark, right by his little chin, and his hat. Under his beak is fairly dark. And right in here along his eye. Like that. Remember, you can always go back in with some white if you find it's too dark. It needs a little bit of dark under here because his beak is shadowing that area. And here. It looks pretty good, I guess. Okay. And I am going to take some of this white here on the tip of my brush. And he has a little bit of white around. Let's see how we can do this. Kind of a ring of white around the top, around the whole thing actually. You might need to get black out and clean it up a little bit, but not too bad. And then a little, well, I'm going to take some gray, or this black, with just a smidge of a white in it, just slightly off. Just, I need a little bit more, a little bit lighter. Around the outer edge on the right side will be a little bit lighter. Probably won't think it makes a lot of difference, but it does. You probably can't even see it. And then just take your white, add a little bit more to that color. So it's kind of a medium gray. And then right here, just dab. And then we'll wait for that to dry. I'm going to take, let's see, this color again. I'm going to go over this now. And a little bit of that yellow, I think, in here. Bit. And I'm going to let that dry. I do want a little line. I'm going to have to wait till that dries. And I go, there we go. And he has those little, I'm going to take some gray. He has those little, I don't know what they are, domes maybe on his coat. Right there and right here. Actually, that one's got some white around it. I'll just put it in and use a marker. Make it easier on myself. Got to do his hat too. So his hat's going to be a little more on the blue side. Let's see if this is, I'm going to have to add white to it just to make it a little bit on the blue side. This doesn't show up enough. So that Prussian blue again, we just want a little bit of a difference in tone. Still want it fairly dark, but not quite as he has a little bit of a highlight on the top of his hat. And kind of ribbing at the back here. I don't know if you can see it. Might have to let that dry a bit. Do it again, a little darker. Let's put highlight in his eye. So right where that area was, I'm going to put a little bit of a highlight in the tip of his beak. With that warm white. And a little bit of that blue in his tops of his mitt. Let's see. Maybe right there. Now I'm going to take that blue and put some little marks in his hat. It's kind of a medium blue. And let's fix this up. A little bit of a that. Like that. Just at the very back. His hat. And then lighter again. So add a little more white to that. And then just at the very end, put some bright You might have to go back in with some darker to go over top a little bit, but some bright whites there. I'm going to put a little bit more blue in there. It's right on the very top. That. Okay, I'm going to get a white Posca marker. And right around his eye, we'll put a little bit of a he has a little kind of an eyelid kind of right there. A little bit brighter. And I'm going to take a black also. Let's see. Nope, that one's not good. Get black. Where I put all my black pens. Let's see. Should be one in here. Well, let's try a Sharpie. It's an old one. Just need a little bit of a finer detail in here. I think this is dry. Yep. Right around there. And then right like that. And what else? What else? I think I'm going to put a little bit darker of that Prussian blue. And it needs to go in here. That. I think he needs a little bit more dark under his chin too. So I'm going to take some of that white again and make that gray. It's fairly dark in here. Right under there. And in here. Up there. And just tap it out a little bit so it's a little uneven. Use your white to go back into that gray, just to soften it. It's fairly bright in here too. Under his eye is probably white. Just keep adding till you like it. A little bit right in here. There's bright too. So just making sure that those areas are fairly bright. That. I'm going to take some of that cream color. Just go back over this a little bit. Like that. And I'm going to put a little bit of that gray, darker gray in the eye here, just at the bottom. Too much water on my brush. Kind of made his eyeball a little bit bulgy. I'm gonna extend this up just to fix that. It's easier just to extend that white than to try and fix the background around it. Okay. Well, he has those little thingy madooies, like a, I don't know what they would be. Right in here. Kind of like a tag or something. I don't know. And what else? What else? We need to darken, I think, this still right in here because it's very, very dark. So that definitely needs to be done. That. The darkest darks. So again, you need to pay attention to how dark things are. And a lot of times that's a back and forth thing because as you go, you tend to see it more once other things are put in. Then you notice those really dark areas. A lot of times you can't really see them until you start doing other areas. So you just kind of have to play with it in order to see it. Time is it? Almost done, guys. I'm going to make this a little bit darker. And in here, that would be a little more on the dark side. Same with this here. Yeah. And I'm going to darken the underneath of his fur. So I'm just going to put a little bit of black on my brush. And just going along the edge of the coat. Just to darken that area. Okay. And I think I might just do that in here too. Oh, too much water. Let's see. Yeah, just there. I'm going to take this white and I'm going to fix the size of this here. Like that. That's better. And maybe, I know there isn't one, but I'm going to put a little bit of a highlight on the outside of that eye. Because you would see the eye, the cornea would be showing a little bit. You'd see through it because of the angle. I know I'm getting a little bit crazy with detail, but that's me. All right, so now we want to do some snow. So they just have a few little specks of snow. I'm going to do some snow along the outer edge too, but I want a bristle brush to do this. So I'm going to take another plate So I'll use this one. And I'm going to use some gesso. Maybe that is a ski lift. Yeah, it could be. I don't ski, so you guys would probably know best. Okay, and I'm just gonna, maybe I'll flick. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to swipe inwards from this white edge. Now you could take whatever color you have. You don't have to be, precise with anything in doing this. You just want an uneven border. Like that. And then I'm going to just put a little bit more along the edge of thick paint. And then I'm going to take a hairdryer or your heat gun, dry it up, and I'm going to put some snowflakes on. Oh, thanks, Star. Okay. So I have this old Crafter's Workshop stencil. So what you can do, now you can take, I think I'm going to go with white paint this time. I just want it a real good amount of coverage. So I'm going to take a sponge. Let's see if I got one here. Yep, just a makeup sponge. One of these. And I'm going to sponge along the border. You can pick whatever snowflakes you have. You could, if you have embossing powder, you could do embossing powder too. Let's see. like this one here. Here. Let's see. That, maybe this here. That. Oop. That. One down over here, I think it needs something. Let's see, maybe one of these. That. And maybe this one here comes out. That. I think that's good. Then I could just leave it like that, or you can, maybe we'll put just one up here. Like that. Yep, that's good. All right. I think he's done. Now you could emboss these. You could do all kinds of stuff with this. I think he turned out cute. I like him. So make sure you get the traceable. It is in my community page. It's for everybody. So download it and try it out. I think it would be awesome for a card or for a painting if you want to do a painting, whatever you want to use it for. You could also use it for doing your colored pencils, or watercolor would be cute. So all I have to do is just put a initial on, and then I am done. 22. So have a fantastic Christmas, everybody. Stay safe. If you're in the storm zone, we are in the blizzard zone here. So we won't be going anywhere. We have a 3-day warning instead of just one. So we're the lucky ones. I'll let you know how much snow we get. But yeah, we're all set and ready for it. And we're just going to enjoy the day and maybe binge watch some TV, YouTube, whatever, or definitely do a little bit of art. And well, stay safe, stay warm, and we will see you on the new year or at the stream. We are having a streamathon again this year. I have all the links in my community page, so you can go check that out. It's for everybody to enjoy, and hope to see you there. and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now, everyone.